Malabuni unceremoniously as well. Before Oshomole, I'm trying to remember the person's name unceremoniously as well. I mean, think about it. Even Odegu. My goodness. But what do you make of it? Moving on. 70 billion naira. NASS defense money for working conditions. On Friday, we talked about this. We told you that while they were approving the loan money, which the president will use to give 8,000 naira to 12 million households in 6 months, or for 6 months. While they were doing that, they added 70 billion naira to the supplementary budget, and their reason was the working condition. And now they've come out to defend it, and they're saying, see, it's not like we're going to give it to a particular senator or lawmaker. We're going to ensure that the complex, the building, the offices are conducive enough for people to work in. So someone was speaking, I can't remember the person now, but quoted by one of the dailies, and the person was saying that some of the lawmakers came in with their chairs, their tables, so that they can work. Some of them came in with, working tools. And, the person was saying if the journalist that he was talking to can do a walk around the National Assembly complex, that he would see certain defects, certain things that are not in order, and the 70 billion naira will help put all of those things in order. And then the question in my head at this time, when Nigerians are crying, I mean, do you know inflation has just jumped up to 22.79, almost 20.80%, and you're telling me this is the right? I mean, it's not about my opinion. I'd like to hear from you. Remember, you can start sending in your WhatsApp messages 0809 0306416. And to the next one, reactions as NASS eyes 40 billion SUVs. This is now looking like every 4-year topic for the media and for Nigerians to discuss. Every 4 years we come and argue, should they be buying SUVs? And by the way, if every 4 years we get to argue about SUVs, what happened to the previous ones we bought? Because this SUVs are bought with taxpayers' money. Anyways, that's a conversation. But in 2015, the conversation was around 6.6 billion naira, because they wanted to buy SUVs at the time. In 2019, the conversation was around 5.5 billion naira. Yet again, SUVs. Now it's 40 billion naira. I can guess they will tell you dollar has gone up, inflation is high there, naira to foreign currencies is not doing great, and that's the reason why it's jumped up all the way from 6.6 billion to 40 billion. But the question yet again, were they not driving cars before they got into that office? And I don't like to think these guys are poor guys. I'm talking about the lawmakers, because if you remember how much it costs to buy a form, and the 40 billion, does it encompass all of the lawmakers, all of them? Because some of them were part of the previous legislative assembly. Some of them were part of it. Some of them were I'm out of breath. Some of them were part of it in 2019 and even in 2015. Some of them have been there for a long time. Lawan, for instance. So does Lawan need a new SUV? Questions begging for answers. But the other reactions, Serap has asked the lawmakers to desist. I hear the what do you call them now? Senate president and the reps speaker would get special SUVs, bulletproof. Oh my goodness, are we in a war zone? I never would know. Anyways, moving on. Reaction as Emefiele is charged for illegal gun possession. Reactions as Emefiele is charged for illegal gun possession. I don't know about you. I know a lot of you have, one issue or the other with Emefiele. I mean, the one that comes to mind is the cash crunch period or era. A lot of you are still angry with him for that. But ever since the DSS arrested Emefiele, one would think that all the things that the wrote at the time, the media briefing and all, they would have been able to, even if it's just a little, garner some evidence and be able to charge Emefiele with something strong. Illegal gun possession. Of all those things that they wrote at the time, illegal gun possession. I don't have. I mean, he should go in for it. Why should he be having gun in his possession without going for proper licensing? I mean, he should go in for it. I do agree totally. But really, is that all that they could come up with? I mean, I'm just asking. Is that all that they could come up with? Of all the charges, economic terrorism or terrorism, all the things that they listed at the time they arrested him, one would think. I mean, they even went to court to ask for an extension, a 14-day extension. And then on Friday, was it? The court comes out and says, charge him or release him. And illegal gun possession. I mean, is that not a billable offense? I do not know. I'm not a lawyer. But I've got a quick commercial break coming up. And after that, I'm going to tell you about what NERC is saying about the tariff hike, because they are claiming electricity subsidy is too expensive for the federal government. Just stay tuned. And yes, you're still tuned to Hard Factor 92.3 Nigeria Info. Kalada Korubata Boy is my name, and we are looking at the big stories. Okay, so I was going to touch on the last big story, so I can open the phone lines and get your thoughts on some of the big stories that I've reeled out on the show. The last one is the Electricity Regulatory Commission coming out to say that it might permit the discos to increase tariff as electricity subsidy hits 2.8 trillion naira. And I'm guessing they are saying and claiming that they do not have enough money to continue to pay for the subsidy on electricity. I'm wondering, I'm just because I'm a troublemaker this afternoon, I'm wondering if the 70 billion naira, or maybe the 40 billion naira as well, any of them can I mean, it's just 2.8 trillion. Maybe you can settle our electricity subsidy for the next couple of months, about 20 months, thereabout, almost, if we do the mathematics. However, like I asked on Friday, so some of you told me that in your part there's been increment, in other parts they claim there have been no increments. So I'm a little bit confused. Like I said, I get to pay my electricity bill through, I mean, it's deducted from source, so I do not know how much is being paid. However, my cause for concern is with the confusion here in River State. If there is an increment from NERC, that's the Regulatory Commission, then there is the possibility that for those of you who say there's an increment in your end, there might be another increment. Just saying. And for those of you who are celebrating, there are no increments in my side, the federal government listened, and that's why the federal government did not okay the increment in electricity. You're in for a shock. You're in for it, because it might, let me use the word might, because NERC may, that's what it's reported. So you might be in for a shock. So it's time for me to open the phone lines. No more wasting of time. Let's hear your thoughts. It's the bottom of the hour. Let's hear your thoughts on any of the big stories reeled out on the show already. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Those are the call numbers. You can ring me right now and we'll have a conversation. Or better still, you can send me a WhatsApp message to the number 0809 0306 But by the way, I came across a story, not necessarily part of the big story, but I just feel like I should throw it in, where the police IG, or is it the acting police IG, is saying that police orderlies is what they call them now. Police be withdrawn from ex-governors and VIPs, and I'm wondering, and they listed some ex-governors. It didn't reach everybody. Are we playing favoritism now? I just wanted to ask that question. It was itchy. It was itching me in my throat. Robin is calling from HA. Robin, welcome. Let's talk.
My brother Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Welcome on the show. What's big story?
What DSS have done
okay,
have vindicated my thought.
Okay.
And those who think like me. I felt that what DSS did to Emefiele was a political witch hunt orchestrated by the leadership of the country.
All right then.
You see, like as you said, before he was arrested in the previous administration, DSS banked different types of allegations against Emefiele. He was sponsoring terrorism. He was sponsoring unknown gunmen, all manner of things against him. Now he has been held. And the president talked about rule of law. And I spoke against it. Because our constitution, which is the grand law, provides that for any Nigerian to be arrested, he or she should not be detained more than 24 hours or 48 hours. Within 4 meters or thereabout radius to the court. Because of what? he made it clear that the monetary policy of Treasury Naira note is to fight dubious politicians who have stashed Nigerian Naira in GP tank and in soccerways and various places.
All right.
But the money in circulation is more than the money in the vault. He said it. He has been clamped.
All right.
Let us watch. They are charging him for illegal gun possession. No longer terrorism.
Robin, thank you very much. I've got to move on now.
Kama will